Hello, it's Kim Schmidt, and it is the new year, so I hope you are feeling perky about that. I have some things to share with you today, and this is the second podcast of Express It Here. So it's exciting. The first one, I didn't have my volume up high enough, so you'll have to turn your own volume up so you can get that. But anyway, I will be sharing a link about plastics and some really cool stuff that this one entity is doing with plastics. And then also a little clip from KPAX that was this morning, which, well, not this morning. This will air on the 2nd of January. Today is actually, as I'm recording this, is December 30. So let me go ahead and show you that little clip right now.
It's no secret that Missoula is changing and growing, but how does that impact its food system? Food connects all of us. Everything from trips to the grocery store and restaurant meals to farms and agricultural work are all part of the big, complex web of Missoula County's food system. And all that is affected by so much.
Climate change, land access and affordability, and food access and affordability.
Back in 2004, University of Montana students and faculty did a big assessment of the area's food system.
Of course, the conversation has moved a lot on those three topics in the last 20 years, with the impacts of climate change already here, as we saw this summer with this incredible drought.
For the month of December, Environmental Studies Assistant Professor Margiana Peterson-Rockney's Food Justice and Sustainability class took over a hallway at the Missoula County Department of Ecology and Extension. Displaying their projects on challenges and opportunities within the food system, students got creative.
Not just thinking about food security and the ability to get enough calories, but about the ability to access culturally appropriate food, and for communities to have some autonomy and control over their food system is a really important issue, especially as we see these trends of corporate concentration that ultimately limit people's choices and make it harder for small-scale producers and regional producers to keep that food locally. We might be in a community and see a lot of cows, but not be able to access local beef, for example.
The students' exhibition opened with a panel discussion calling for an updated study.
The interest and support of local food, I think, continues to grow every year. We see that in our business. That's an important thing for farmers.
They say a new study could teach us a lot about our food.
It's really important to not just take stock of where we are, but actually do some proactive planning around where we want to go.
And this could impact far beyond the county.
Of course, with climate change, a lot of the impacts that we're seeing in Missoula are the same impacts that we're seeing across Montana and across the West.
In 2025, the Food Policy Advisory Board hopes to secure funding from the county for a new food systems assessment.
As this planning and assessment process moves forward over the next year or so, I hope that people will become engaged, because we're all stakeholders. I think that's something that is really exciting about working in food systems is, everybody is connected.
In Missoula, Caroline Weiss, MTN News.
This is not expected to be a good year on the farm. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is forecasting a 25% downturn in farm profits, but some farmers in Iowa have put something new in the ground to offset some of those losses. In tonight's Eye on America, CBS's Janet Shamlian has a look at their powerful idea.
For Avi Howe, this is a window of opportunity.
I have my very own wind direction machine out there.
In fact, she has 3 wind turbines on her 160-acre farm in central Iowa. As farmers ready their fields, there's a new cash crop working the land year-round. Wind turbines.
How much money do the turbines bring in each year?
My payment is $35,000 this year, and it keeps going up with inflation.
That's made the difference between keeping the family farm and losing it for struggling farmers, as agriculture becomes more unstable due to climate change.
How many days is it windy out here?
Practically every day, I would say.
When her husband Wallace died a decade ago, farm debts lived on.
How much debt did you have?
I had $350,000.
And now you have?
67.
How did you get that paid off?
With my wind turbine money.
Each turbine takes up less than an acre, leaving plenty of farmable land.
2 decades ago, there were only a few hundred wind turbines in Iowa. Now there are more than 6,000 in this state. and they churn out about 60% of the state's energy.
U.S. wind energy, clean and renewable, avoids carbon emissions equivalent to taking 73 million cars off the road. Nationwide, turbines power about 10% of the U.S. electric grid. You might call attorney Kathy Law the conduit for Iowa Wind. The daughter and wife of farmers, she's helped place almost half the state's turbines.
From my farm background, I think I can talk their talk and have conversations with the landowners that are interested in having wind turbines on their properties.
Both women have fielded complaints from critics who say the turbines are a threat to wildlife, ruin the view, and that this is too noisy.
What do you say to the naysayers?
Nobody's requiring them to put that on their farms or on their land. We want to be able to put turbines on our land and receive those benefits.
They need to be perfect.
Abby Haupt is still old-fashioned in some ways. But on power, the 75-year-old is progressive.
I look at it as progress. I think we can't stand in the way of progress.
The vista has changed from decades ago, a view she says suits her.
I need to give up 1 or 2 acres of my land so that I can generate a commodity that we all use every day, and we all want to use more of it every day. So I'm happy to be able to be a part of that generation.
Perspective, focused on the future. For Eye on America, I'm Janet Shamlian in Wellsburg, Iowa.
So happy 2nd of January 2025, and that will conclude the information that I'm going to share with you on my podcast on my second one today. I hope that you've had a nice beginning of the new year, and I think that what I added about the windmills for the farmers is really wonderful information of something we can do to help us generate electricity, and it's great to see what the farmers can opt in on to help us there, and it's a win-win for everybody. And then the bioplastics from the Galapagos Islands, I hope you go to that site and check out what they have. And other than that, we'll talk to you next time. The next one will be on the 9th of January. So wishing you a very nice beginning of the new year and continuing on our mission. So long. Take care.